Peace and love, family. You already know what it is. You already know who it is. So, welcome back to another episode as we live life out loud with purpose. Remember, folks, if you hear anything that resonates with you, any truths that you can make applicable, please share the video. Please give the content a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Give it a thumbs up if you like this content. It lets YouTube know that people are enjoying my content and they will circulate it and get it out there. I want to get this message out there, folks. I think that we are on the cusp of greatness. I think our people are ready to do the next thing. And I'm saying, folks, I'm walking around, I see a lot of conscious people in my circumference. I want to keep challenging people. If you're conscious, what are you conscious of? And now that you're conscious, what are you going to do with your consciousness? And I'm here to bring change. I'm here to bring radical change that we can implement, make applicable in our life today. Something that we do not have to wait and die for. I'm telling you, folks, if you have bought into the narrative that you have to wait and die in order to experience all that heaven has to offer, I'm here to tell you, folks, that is a lie. That is a lie from the pit of hell, and I'm here to make change, and I'm here to change your mind, give you free thought and free thinking, at least another option of thinking. We've been told for far too long how to think, what to think, and who we should think of. And I'm at a point now where I have to go back and research for myself. Find truth for myself. I have to find truth for myself. And in that, I have to find out, where religion and where I fit into, my walk with God. And I come to understand a lot of different things as I'm walking, as I'm learning, and, I ask, folks, hey, come walk with me, come experience life with me. And as we go through this thing, we may make some mistakes, we may make some corrections along the way, and guess what? We might just get it right. So, come on, let's walk. So, free thinking, free thoughts, how to have my own conscious thinking. I'm conscious, I'm woke. Now what am I conscious and I'm woke of? Am I conscious and woke of God or Jesus or the Bible narrative? Have I surpassed that? Am I woke beyond that? I don't think so. I think I love God more today than I probably have in the past. And my understanding of Jesus is better. If you've watched any of my earlier videos, you'll know that I believe wholeheartedly in spirit of Jesus Christ. I have some issues dealing with the man Jesus Christ. And not to say that the man has not to say that the man does not have any historical significance. I'm not saying that either. As a man, I'm not saying that, because I believe there was a historical figure of Jesus. I just think the narrative that we've been taught and told could be completely different than what reality really is. So, with that being said, I'm not just gonna take it there and, leave it there at the Jesus narrative. The whole story of God, the whole concept of Jehovah versus the Lord. Does anyone know that the Bible speaks of two different personalities? The Lord, whenever the Bible speaks of the Lord, it speaks of a nurturing entity. It speaks of a nurturing spirit, and one note that has a lot of compassion, a lot of reasoning, and a lot of overall love and forgiveness. Whenever they talk about the Lord, but whenever they talk about Jehovah or Yahweh, he's a different God. This is a vengeful, God. He mean-spirited, murderous, rapist. I can go on and on. We can, I can continue and show you the duality in these two spirits, and if you walk with me, I'll show you. We can go down the rabbit hole, So, first I want to draw your attention to Psalms 82. God standeth in the congregation of the mighty. He judgeth among the gods. I'm going to say that again. God standeth in the congregation of the mighty. He judgeth among the gods. Who's these other gods? I thought there was no other gods before our God. I'm confused. They told me there was no other gods. Now, I know that the church may do this narrative that we put, anything that we put before God could be our God. So if we put, money, family, jobs, these things become our gods. So is money and my job and my car, is that in heaven? Is God sitting amongst money, car, and jobs and family, girlfriends, husbands, all these things that people could tend to put before God and become their God? Is God judging amongst these things? Come on, help me. Somebody help me. One of you pastors out there, please hit me up on this. So, God judges amongst other gods. I find that to be quite interesting. So, again, whenever the Bible speaks Yahweh, they always speak of this vengeful, tough guy. And then the Lord being somebody else. Did y'all know Adam and Eve had two sons? Oldest son, well, I'm going to say that differently. In the beginning, there was Adam and Eve. Then there was Cain and Abel. Who was Cain's father? Can anybody tell me that out there? I'm trying to get one of these Bible scholars, these people, tell me who Cain's father is, because I used to think it was Adam up until I started reading a little bit more. So, now, you guys got to walk with me and you got to pay close attention. I need you to pay close attention. I need you to take off your religion cap, and I need you to take your church hat off. All right, take the church hat off. I am not the pastor, so I'm not here to try and um, control you with this book. If anything, I'm trying to free you with this book. All right? So let's look down into Genesis chapter 4. And we're going to start in verse 1. And Adam knew his wife, and she conceived. Now, I don't know if anybody speaks Hebrew out there. We really need some Hebrew scholars to get this and understand this. First, we got to understand that the Bible is these particular passages are written about what we believe to be the first Hebrews or the beginning of man. So we believe that they are part of God's chosen people. So of course, this is Israel, the first Hebrews, right? So, but now, mind you, the Hebrew people didn't write their story. Their story was written by the Greeks. And it was written thousands of years later by the Greeks. So it was written by a people about another people and another people's culture. I don't know if y'all understand that. So I'm just gonna, again, let's get back into this. And Adam knew his wife. It says, and Adam knew Eve, his wife. Now, I don't know if you guys understand what that line means, knew. Knew is the same concept. God uses that word in a few different aspects. In the same aspects, it says, Mary says, how can I be with child, for I have never knew a man. And Jesus also uses that same word in that same content when he's talking. He was saying in the end times, many people will come to me and they'll profess in the last days, Lord, Lord, didn't I save people in your name? Didn't I do all these great miracles, perform all these great miracles in your name? And he said, depart from me, you workers of lawlessness, for I have never knew you. So the word knew is in the same concept there. Knew is used in the same concept. So when the word knew, it means to be intimate. When you know somebody in biblical terms, in this aspects, it means to be intimate with somebody. Okay, so walk with me as we learn on this journey, you guys. So, it said Adam knew his wife. Then it said she conceived. But I really wish we had some Hebrew scholars and we had this in Hebrew, the Hebrew text, and because the translation that we're reading right now is English translation that's been translated way over time. But I still can draw you to my point. It says, she conceived and bare Cain, and said, this is Eve speaking, I have gotten a man from the Lord. So it doesn't say that she gotten a man from Adam. Now, I don't know if you know, but up until now, according to Bible concept, if we're going to buy into the narrative of Adam and Eve being the only people on earth at this moment in this time, nobody else has been born up until now. So where would, she wouldn't think that she would have a kid from anywhere else but from her husband. And then it said she again bare his brother Abel, and Abel was the keeper of the sheep. and Cain was the tiller of the ground. But see, I'm going to tell y'all something. In the Hebrew, in that verse, being the tiller of the ground, it's saying that Cain had dominion over the earth. One of the things that the translators had a problem with was the word ground. They didn't have a good word for earth or ground or dirt. So when you see that word, you see it in a couple of different aspects. But the word ground actually meant a dome. Cain was tiller of the ground. But he was actually, he had dominion over the earth. And because Cain was a direct descendant of the Lord, Cain was different than Abel, you guys. And you guys have to understand that Cain was different than Abel. Cain had a different father than Abel had. Abel was born by man. Abel was Adam's son. But Cain was not. Cain was the Lord's son. This Cain and Abel story, I've been over it a million times. I've read through it a bunch of other times. And when the deeper I get into it, man, I always find some another avenue of understanding. Every time I read it, there's a new aspect of understanding. And, that's why, I want to challenge you folks about having free thinking and having not buying into the we gotta die in order to go to heaven experience. That we can't experience God, heaven here on earth. And I think that the Bible has been our prison for our mind and for our soul in the way that it's been presented to us. I mean, let's even take the first few books of the Bible. How many people of you guys know that there's books missing? There's books that, our forefathers thought wasn't important. It wasn't important to them, for them at that time. But who knows if those same books may be important to us right now. We're talking about the book of Jasher, the book of Enoch, the book of Jubilee. There's more, and there's probably some that I don't even know about, that we'll never even know about. You know what I'm saying? That somebody made a decision to say that it wasn't important enough for them at the time, or didn't line up with the culture of the time. Because again, I believe they used those books or those things to control us. I truly believe that there's a lot of stuff that's been taken out. And how can you have you ever let's say you bought some old complicated thing to put together, and it come with all these blueprints, all these instructions. And I know sometimes I get the man thing and think, oh, just give me the wrench, screwdriver, and I don't need no instructions. I can do this on my own. But, it always happens. It never fails. I'm back. I need those instructions. Because if I don't get the instructions, what I'm putting together doesn't put together right. Or I wind up with all these pieces at the end, and then I'm wondering, where did all these extra pieces come from? and why they send them to me. But anyway, so yeah, how can we put together a perfect life and say that we got it together if we don't have all of the instructions? Somebody decided that we didn't need certain instructions. There were certain instructions that we don't need. Somebody made a decision for your life for that, you know? Or somebody made a decision to say, if I give you these instructions, they may trip you up or you get too confused. That could be truth too. So it could be two sides to it. But I know me, I'd like to have all the information so I can make a good assessment and then make a formative decision on my assessment. But I can't make a good assessment if I don't have all the information, you know? So again, we need all those instructions. And what I'm trying to do here on this channel is to help with those instructions. You know, I think that there's been a spiritualness that's been taken away from us, and I want to help bridge that gap. I want to help, you know, and again, I'm not saying that I don't love the Bible, because I do. I wouldn't be here today and having a conversation with you if it wasn't for the Bible. I'm not saying that I don't love the church, because I do. I wouldn't be here today and having this conversation with you had it not been for the church. I'm not saying I don't love Jesus Christ, because I do. I wouldn't be here today and having this conversation with you had it not been for Jesus Christ, you know, or someone telling me about him, you know. So those things have brought me to where I am today on my search. And I don't know how many people out there who say that they're conscious or say that they, you know, are spiritual, who haven't first, you know, had some form of Christianity in their life, you know, Judaism or Islam, you know. So, and I believe all three of them are the same, you know. At the head, they just, at the end, we say a different name. You know, we have a different way how we run the race, but at the end we all trying to get to the same finish line. We just running different. We got a different form of running, you know, and we got a different form of instructions, you know. My instructor said do it like this. Your instructor said do it like Islam, and your instructor says do it like Judaism, you know. And I don't think nobody's wrong, you know. I think when we trying to say that we're right, that's when we become wrong. You know, when we try to be right, you know, I think that if we all got together and put our piece into the puzzle, you know, the world would be complete. I need each and every person out there. There's not one person on earth that I don't think I need in some shape, form, or fashion, indirectly or directly, you know. So I think, you know, that's the thing that we miss out on, you know. And if I'm to believe the Bible according to the way it's been presented to me, God has a chosen people that he loves. Who's the God of all them other people? Who's they God? And if he loves Israel, how's he feel about all the other people? Murdering them, raping them. I mean, he's killing their cattle, he killing their maids, he wiping them out, man. He wiping them out, down, just making sure they don't leave nothing left behind, you know. It's that God, man, that I think he's been misrepresented for far too long. He's been misrepresented. So that's one of the things that I'm doing here. My life has a call on it, and that call is to try and wake some people up. And I want to wake them up to what's already inside them, the great I am that lives within. I don't own the real estate on the God factor. I don't own that. It's not mine. You know, it belongs to all of us. So I think we all get something out of the God factor. You know, it's how much action we put towards it will be how much we get out of it. You know. Peace and love, family. I just want to thank you for coming out, hanging out with me today for a little while. A little short video. Just wanted to hook up with you guys today. Remember, if you hear anything that resonates with you, any truths that you can make applicable, please like and share the video. Give me a thumbs up. It's absolutely free. Costs you not one red cent, folks. It doesn't cost a dime. So please give me a thumbs up, like the video, hit the subscribe button so you can be notified the next time I put some of this awesome content up on the internet for you. All right. So, remember, live life out loud with purpose.